Stampede. Welcome to the Bronc Stampede. Jump up on this trusty steed. Jump up on this trusty steed. We'll give you the news you need. We'll give you the news you need. News that you don't have to read. News that you don't have to read. If you watch this, then you'll
Hello,
succeed.
and welcome to the second edition of the Bronc Stampede. I'm Titus Brown.
And I'm Tasia Danforth.
Here at the Stampede, we decided to kick off 2015 by inquiring about people's New Year's resolutions. Bronc reporter Jay Stalin gives us insight on this year's hopes and dreams.
Hey everybody, Jay Stalin here. I know it's February and all, but here's a video about New Year's resolutions. Watch it!
One of my goals this year was to write in my journal more often.
My resolution is to attend a yoga class once a week and do walking once a week, and hopefully the ultimate goal is to lose weight.
I do. I really wanted to become a vegetarian, and I successfully have done it for a couple weeks. So.
Go riding in snow machines some more, and especially my snow bike.
My New Year's resolution that I promised both my two daughters and my 2-year-old granddaughter, who didn't probably understand anything I was telling her, was to spend more time with them, because as I get older, one of the things I've realized is that the family piece, and especially in this case with my daughters, I don't see them enough, and that granddaughter's kind of stolen my heart.
Those are some good New Year's resolutions. Check out some more.
Well, Cody doesn't want to get fat.
Yeah. Just wants to keep on having great hair.
And Jacob here, he wants to keep being a good guy and take a sophomore to prom.
My New Year's resolution is to save the West African water baboons.
The one resolution that went all the way through was that I was going to eat a chocolate chip cookie every night before I went to bed. So I still do that, as a matter of fact.
This year I kind of want to gain some weight and get pretty big.
Are you talking like muscle mass, or?
We're just talking everything, you know?
I think you should be trying to better yourself at all times.
Amazing.
Those are some good New Year's resolutions, huh? So let's see if we can stick to them. Am I right? Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Catch you next time. Jay Stalin, Bronc Stampede.
Well, looks like the school has plenty of resolutions, ranging anywhere from serious to silly.
While most people know of big blockbuster hits like American Sniper and the upcoming 50 Shades of Grey, reviewer Jillian Stalker gives us her take on some under-reviewed films.
Hello and welcome to Movies with Jill. I'm Jillian Stalker. We all know the famous blockbusters that are shown in local theater, but what about the fabulous lesser-known movies? They deserve some attention too. Today we take a look at A Fantastic Fear of Everything and Pee-wee's Big Adventure. A Fantastic Fear of Everything depicts Jack, a children's book author who becomes fascinated with serial killers after his book Harold the Hedgehog fails to get published. His fascination with serial killers ultimately leads Jack to developing irrational fears that he unfortunately cannot escape. After being orphaned at the tender age of 5, Jack has always been terrified of laundrettes. Conflict arises when a TV producer becomes interested in Jack's script. Jack unfortunately realizes he is out of clean clothes and he has to build up the courage to face the dreaded laundrette. While facing his fear of the laundrette, Jack finds himself in a serial killer's basement, where he must figure out how to escape. Overall, this movie was simply fantastic and quite riveting. I give A Fantastic Fear of Everything 4 out of 5 unicorns. Upon discovering his beloved bicycle has been stolen, Pee-wee Herman embarks on a quest to retrieve his precious bike.
James Bond kind of stuff.
Along the way, he meets many unique and interesting characters, including the infamous Large Marge. His travels even take him to the historic Alamo. All in all, I found this movie to be wonderful, and I thoroughly enjoyed following Pee-wee along his journey. I give this movie 5 out of 5 unicorns. Join Pee-wee Herman in the adventure of a lifetime with Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Both of these movies seem interesting and might just be worth looking into. And make sure you have your favorite movie snacks on hand.
Aside from movies, some students try to recreate a popular TV show. Reporters Tyler Fitzpatrick, Lane Sulik, and Lane Eisenman entertain us with their own version of MTV's Pimp My Ride.
Yo, this your boy Exhibit, alright? And I got this boy here, Gagey. His car's wiggity, 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 wag. And we're gonna fix it up for him. Let's go and get it. Having car troubles, dog? Exhibit? It's me, Exhibit. I'm here to pimp your ride, brother. Exhibit! Exhibit, for real? Yo, dog, what's up? I'm gonna take your car, is that alright? Yeah, man. Alright. Oh my god. Pimp My Ride, West Coast Customs. It's your boy Exhibit. Shout out to my chick. Alright guys, so what do we get for ideas on the car?
Bod Mod here has got an idea of putting a 2-foot spoiler on the back, giving him some of that downforce power that he needs to do those street races.
To go along with that spoiler, I'm going to throw a sick racing stripe on that car. We're going to hook up my boy Gage here with a sick steering wheel, and we're going to fix up that door handle for him.
Alright, so this brand new game console came out, PlayStation 2. I'm thinking about hooking it up in the boy's trunk with a 20-inch monitor in his trunk. That'd be trickin'.
While some students enjoy modding their cars, other students prefer practicing fine arts and stuffing their pants, such as our very own Lexi Smiley.
I would have a pet whale. What genre is the kazoo? Goats. I listen to music, write music, play music. And then the other ones are mandolin, ukulele. My favorite thing is to just hear different perspectives about subjects and people.
Lexi's a really good poetry student. She writes poetry on her own without any motivation or encouragement from me. She's been writing poetry for a long time. Very thoughtful, pensive, and deeper than I even understand. I have to ask her after she's done with the poem, like, okay, so what did you mean by this, and what were you trying to do with this? And it's great that she writes that kind of poetry. All too often I get students who don't write that thoughtfully.
Well, we're really close, and so it'd be really hard being away from each other. I was thinking about Portland, and so she doesn't know it yet, but I think we're gonna share a house in Portland and have a big backyard and everything, white picket fence.
I'm going to go to UW, and then I'll probably either be like a neuroscientist or an environmentalist with a chemistry background.
I think she was really into the sciences, so she could create fantasy animals.
But I also have always wanted to be in a band and go on tour. Like, not successful band, but I would love to go on tour, yeah.
Great, yeah, she got a ukulele recently, so.
Lexi's favorite bird is a robin? I don't know. How am I supposed to?
One time we stuffed ourselves with pillows, like in our pants.
Goats.
Lexi's favorite word is no.
My answer would be yay or yes. Someone whom I'm not familiar with and who doesn't prefer to sleep when everyone else is gone.
She has a lot of favorite songs. She doesn't really know the songs that are her favorite. I kind of throw them at her every now and again, but she's really into One Direction a lot.
No, but maybe from now on I'll just do frowny faces. Just for the irony. I have a bit of an obsession with irony lately.
We have a lot of dance parties. All tend to be Oriental, so we've gotten pretty great on our accents recently.
That is a startlingly accurate question. Yes, I do sometimes, I do.
She's on a strict meat diet, so she's got 2 dogs that have a lot of fun with that. What about a unicorn in Portland?
Now that we have taken a glimpse into the life of a student, let's take a look at some of the new teachers here at SHS.
3 new teachers joined the SHS this year: Gretchen Moser, Julian Kraft, and Miss Tiffany Songer. Miss Songer will be joining the Social Studies Department. Miss Kraft is a new addition to the Science Department, and Miss Moser is teaching special ed. So we took some time to find out more about them. What inspired you to become a teacher?
I had great teachers growing up. I had a really good social studies teacher, Mr. Kendall, in Buffalo, who was a great teacher and really inspired me to want to do that. And then also, I enjoyed school, but there's a lot of people who didn't enjoy school, and I wanted to be able to inspire those people to get something out of education.
I went to lunch with my little brother, and a bunch of kids were de-pantsing other kids. De-pantsing, you guys know what that is? Yeah. And I thought that I was in the radiographic science program at that point at Idaho State, and I went back and I changed. I just wanted to be a good teacher.
Well, when I was in college, I started out as an elementary ed major, and I was like really jazzed about it, and I thought it was gonna be really fun, and I had like an earth science concentration, and then I actually had to go to a classroom, and I realized little kids, not my bag, especially when there's like 25 of them that want you to like hold their hand and sharpen their pencil, and I'm like, oh, get away from me.
I went to school in Northern California, and I actually worked full-time while going to school for full-time. So that was a lot of a challenge. I was really busy and had a lot to do, and I also managed to be able to go to school overseas at the University of London in England, and that was awesome, but living overseas that far away from my family was really hard too.
I love the kids. They're so fun, and they're just nuts too. Like every day, it's like, what? You little humans, you're just crazy. You all have your own little, everybody has their own little backgrounds, and they have their own quirks, and they're strange little things that make them tick, and it's so fun.
These 3 new teachers have their quirks too, and we're happy to welcome them into our school. Although high school has a reputation for drama, newsman Randy Bateman gives us a scoop on drama around the state.
Hey, Kendra. Hey, Kendra. Come closer. Much closer. I got myself a brand new rockin' horse.
Wait, what? Sitting behind the multitude of sports and clubs at SHS is the Drama Club, which often goes unnoticed. Last weekend they competed in Gillette, where they achieved ample success in every category. Bronc reporter Christian Gonzalez and I went behind the scenes for an inside look at their rehearsal and performance process.
Well, we're doing a fall showcase about everything that we're taking to state drama, which is this weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
And then Morgan's monologue, and then Ruthie's monologue, and then the 13th finale.
That's the other thing. We have a 1-act that is going. We have 3 duets that are going and 3 monologues that are going. And then the play that I wrote is going, but it's not being performed.
Tell you what, after we're done, I can just give you a ride home, and then we can... Where do you live? Southeast. Where's Southeast? Wouldn't be out of my way to drop you off. I don't even know where I live, but I can't know where you live. There's no reason for you to.
state drama, it was a lot of fun. So we got there and we saw all these people who were involved in theater. You don't really know how many people are in different schools, but it was fun because you got to go watch other duologues, monologues, like one acts compete. And so when you weren't performing, you got to get ideas from them, see what the whole experience was like. And because it was my first time there, I was just kind of blown away with the competition, with how many skilled actors and actresses there are.
Look into my eyes. I want you to tell me what I should do that will solve my problem. And I want you to tell me right now. Move out of New York. That is a good suggestion. Thank you. Ohio's nice.
I'm also doing a duologue about labor pains and what a couple that's going through that goes through. And I'm taking part in the one-act play called Check Please. I play the guy in the burlap sack. It's one of the crazy characters that the girl goes on a date with. And I'm taking part in a couple of scenes from 13, the musical, that we did during the summer. That was directed by Emma Hall and takes it home to the junior high school kids and tells the story of a Jewish boy who moves from New York to Indiana where he has to have his bar mitzvah.
You know the most wonderful thing about thinking yourself out? You can have it any way you like. You can have the violets and the daisies all blooming at the same time.
Anne Frank for me was the most easy to understand and sort of connect with. It was just something that I felt like I could convey easily in the short amount of time that I had.
But someday, I still believe in spite of everything, that people are really good at heart.
Last weekend, our very own Lady Broncs defeated the Gillette girls in a close game of basketball. Here's Riley Sessions and Blaze Mickelson on the story.
The Lady Broncs season is now underway. They've started off the year 2-0 in conference and 12-1 overall. We spoke with some of the players and coaches to talk about their strengths and goals for the season.
How do you think the season is going so far?
I think the season's going pretty well. We've had some adversity with especially Taylor getting hurt and some other injuries on our team, but we're heading in the right direction. So.
It's going pretty good. I think we were 8-1 before this weekend, and we won all of our games, so it's going pretty good.
I'm good. We've had a lot of injuries and setbacks, but we're bouncing back, and it's turning out to be a pretty good season.
What has your team improved on since last season?
We've improved our ball movement a lot, and we're running the court a lot better than last year.
I think the amount of adversity we've had on our team so far has really helped us to overcome that and solve and work through problems together.
I think we came together more as a team, and we're playing really well together, and we have really good chemistry right now.
What do you expect out of this year's team?
Hopefully to just keep improving, keep the winning record, and win state.
I expect us to improve a lot just as we play together, and then hopefully win state.
I expect them to keep up the same intensity and keep working hard towards state.
A state championship.
What are some of the things the team is better at this year than the last?
That's one of the things that we've actually been talking a lot about, and things that weaknesses, strengths, and every year is different, as you guys know. But I think this year our team's had to overcome a lot of adversity, and I think that this team is really good at kind of pulling together, and that's tough. It's not always easy to pull together around things like that. We're not nearly as deep as we were last year, so we've really have to play, like we're asking people to play 28, 30 minutes and give it everything they have, so we're in pretty good shape, and hopefully that will be something that will continue for the rest of the season too.
Similar to that question, what has been the most challenging part of the season so far?
Definitely the injuries that we faced. Losing Taylor the third game out was a big blow. Not only was she a huge part of the team, but somebody who's been with these girls and played with these girls for most of their lives. And so I think, for me personally, just feeling that loss for her and the sadness for someone that, is hoping to play again next year and wanted to be a big part of our team this year. So that's been the toughest thing, the most challenging thing so far this season.
Could you talk about some of the players' leadership roles and how they've stepped up and took control of the team?
Yeah, I'm really proud of the group of seniors that we have from the very beginning of the season. I felt like they've tried to bring about a better leadership role. I feel like they've tried to step up, all of them, and at different times, and really be leaders in different ways and use their own personalities. We have 3 captains: Dylan Wright, Robbie Ryan, and Emily Julian, and I think those 3 have kind of taken the next step in the role of being vocal leaders and bringing their best to practice each and every day, and trying to make sure that they set the example and put the bar high enough and bring it the best that they can.
So as the season's coming to an end, what do you expect from the team as the year progresses?
Right now for us, it's keeping everybody healthy, it's keeping everybody's grades up, and it's making sure that we're working hard when we have time to practice.
Okay. After learning about some of the players' thoughts, it's safe to say that we are excited to see how the season unfolds.
Other news from around the state: Sheridan High School recently went vein to vein against Gillette in a battle of blood.
Awesome, and what are you doing here today?
Well, I'm the nurse and I teach the CNA class, and the CNA class sponsors this challenge blood drive, so I'm donating double units today. I'll show you. I even have a port. So I have a scar there now from giving for so much, and they'll hook me up to the machine, which is going to take twice as much blood. My blood's going to go in there, and then they're going to spin out the red blood cells and give me back the liquid.
What are you guys doing here today?
We're having a blood drive, and it's a competition between Gillette and Sheridan right now.
Awesome, and have you yourselves ever donated blood?
Yes, this is my 4th time.
Yes, this is my 1st time.
Awesome. Have any of you ever fainted?
I haven't.
Yeah, I fell.
What are you doing here today?
I'm donating blood.
Awesome, and how many times have you donated blood?
I've never done it before.
Never? That's cool. Are you scared?
No.
She's not scared. Cool. How long have you been here so far?
Solid half hour.
Are you hydrated properly for this?
I think so. I've been trying to drink a lot of water last night and today.
Awesome. And on top of saving lives, are you just trying to get out of class?
A little bit, but saving lives.
Honest answer. That's cool. Yeah.
As expected, Sheridan beat Gillette 174 to 101 blood units, proving that not only are we the best in athletics and academics, but also in generosity. I'm Titus Brown.
And I'm Tasia Danforth.
As always, thanks for watching, and remember that this and many other editions of the Bronc Stampede can be found at shsawk.com.
Welcome to the Bronc Stampede. Jump up on this trusty steed. Jump up on this trusty steed. We'll give you the news you need. We'll give you the news you need. News that you don't have to read. News that you don't have to read. If you watch this, then you'll succeed. If you don't, I'll make you bleed. I'll tie you down and break your knees.